This is the Hummingbird News Channel, where we keep you up to date with news from across Jamaica. Thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And now the details. Trelawney wanted man turns himself in. A man who has been on the run for over 2 years finally turned himself into the police yesterday and was subsequently charged with illegal possession of firearm and shooting with intent stemming from a September 2018 case. He is 27-year-old Roshane Campbell, otherwise called T-Man, a laborer of Bounty Hall in Trelawney. Campbell was reportedly pointed out in an identification parade after he turned himself in. The police said Campbell's charges are in relation to an incident that occurred about 11:30 p.m. on September 4, 2018. It is alleged that officers were on operation in the Bounty Hall area when Campbell opened gunfire at the police party and then escaped. Bail denied. Beachy Stout likely to hire assassins, says judge. Justice Vinette Graham Allen warned on Wednesday that the murder of a witness will not stop a criminal case from being tried. The judge gave the caution in the Home Circuit Court as she refused the bail application for Portland businessman Everton Beachy Stout MacDonald. However, Justice Graham Allen, before announcing her decision, highlighted that besides the allegations that the accused had paid men to murder both his wives, his nephew, a Crown witness in whom he had reportedly confided about paying to kill his first wife, was also killed. There are authorities in this jurisdiction that deal with when a Crown witness dies, so killing a witness does not prevent a case from going on in Jamaica, she said. The 67-year-old accused is facing 2 counts of murder in relation to his first wife, Merlene, who was killed in May 2009, and Tonya, his second wife, who was murdered last July. Oscar Barnes is charged along with MacDonald in Tonya's murder. Her partially burnt body was found with the throat slashed beside her torched car along the Sherwood Forest Main Road in Portland. Another man, Denvelin Minot, said to be the contract killer, was also arrested and charged but pleaded guilty in the Home Circuit Court last September and was sentenced to 19 years in prison. The contract killer, in a witness statement, claimed that he was offered $3 million by MacDonald to end his wife's life. But Minot revealed in the statement that he had hired another man, Barnes, to carry out the crime, and that he watched as the man repeatedly stabbed the 32-year-old businesswoman. In the first matter, a cold case, Merlene was shot in the head and chest outside her home in Boundbrook, Portland. It is alleged that Beachy Stout had paid a police detective to kill her after their marriage crumbled and she left the matrimonial home. Justice Graham Allen, in outlining the reasons for declining MacDonald's application, pointed to the nature and the seriousness of the offense and also that he had a propensity for violence. The judge said that MacDonald had been charged in Portland for cutting off a man's fingers, but that the matter had been settled. The justice also indicated that the accused did not have a good character, noting the seriousness of the allegations. He knows people who he hires to kill, said Justice Graham Allen. So you have a dead witness, you have 2 dead wives, and the prosecution says the concern it has if this accused is admitted to bail is that he will interfere with the witnesses. Well, this court is satisfied that there are substantial grounds for believing that if the accused, Everton MacDonald, is released on bail, he will fail to surrender to custody because he's now realizing what is facing him. MacDonald, who appeared in court via Zoom, was remanded until September 23. Barnes, whose address is still to be verified, has not yet been released on bail and will return to court on July 20. Record driver killed in St. James gun attack. A record driver was shot dead along Sun Valley Road in Glendevon, St. James this morning. He has been identified as Vernon Boswell, who is in his early 30s. It is reported that at about 9 o'clock, Boswell was at his family's garage when a white car with men on board pulled up. Armed with guns, the men exited the car and approached the record driver. One of the men reportedly pointed a gun at Boswell, who ran and was chased by his attackers, who fired multiple shots. He fell, and one of the men reportedly stood over him and fired multiple shots in his head. The scene is being processed by detectives. DPP supporting calls for review of sentencing guidelines. Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP Paula Llewellyn, is supporting calls for a review of sentencing guidelines amid increasing public concern over lenient penalties being imposed for certain offenses. The current sentencing guidelines were launched by former Chief Justice Zayla McCalla in 2017, about a year and a half after they were drafted. Llewellyn, speaking yesterday at a Rotary Club luncheon, said she is hoping the current Chief Justice Brian Sykes and President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Patrick Brooks, would consider convening another committee by the year end to draft new sentencing guidelines. It would really be a call of the Chief Justice, depending on how he feels after discussing it with other judges, whether it would be timely, she said. The prosecutor said the review would be timely given the clamor by the public in respect of some recent sentences. Sentencing is the hardest part of a judge's function, so I would make the call, but make it in the context of giving the greatest of respect to the Chief Justice and the President of the Court of Appeal who lead the judiciary, said the Chief Prosecutor. She said it would be up to the Chief Justice and the Appeal Court President to appoint a steering committee to review the sentencing guidelines. Hospital worker accused of fondling 15-year-old remanded. A male nursing assistant who was charged last week after he allegedly molested a 15-year-old girl at the Noel Holmes Hospital in Lucy, Hanover, was denied bail when he appeared in the Hanover Parish Court today. Damian Bigby, the 45-year-old accused, who is of a Hanover address, appeared before Parish Judge Winsome Henry to answer to a charge of indecent assault. My client was remanded to return to court on June 29, said attorney-at-law Henry McCurdy. The presiding magistrate denied the bail application he made on Bigby's behalf. Reports are that the 15-year-old was admitted to the female ward at the Noel Holmes Hospital on Wednesday, May 19, after she reportedly tried to take her own life by swallowing a large number of pills. It is further reported that at about midnight on Friday, May 21, the teenage girl was lying in bed when Bigby entered the ward and approached her bed. He then reportedly molested her. The child subsequently brought the matter to the attention of the female nurses on duty on the ward and later to her mother the following morning. The mother promptly made a report to the police, which led to Bigby being taken into custody on Monday, May 24. 2 days later, Bigby was charged following a question and answer session with the Lucy police. The police have also arrested the granduncle of the teenager who reportedly first molested her, an incident believed to be the reason why she attempted to take her own life. Allegations are that he began molesting the teenager when she was 10 years old. The child's mother said she only became aware of her daughter's alleged 5-year ordeal just 2 weeks ago when she attempted to kill herself. It was at that time that the matter was reported to the police, sparking the arrest of the granduncle. Popcorn pleads not guilty to alleged traffic offenses. Entertainer Popcorn today pleaded not guilty to charges of road traffic violation in the Yallah's Traffic Court in St. Thomas. The artiste pleaded not guilty to charges including operating an unlicensed motor vehicle, driving without insurance or fitness, no fixed registration plate, driving without a helmet, and careless driving. Popcorn, who is represented by Matthew Hyatt, will next appear in court on September 2nd when a trial date is expected to be set. The 32-year-old artist, whose real name is Andre Sutherland, was charged in late April after police intercepted his 9-vehicle convoy in St. Thomas. The artist, who is the promoter of the annual Unruly Fest concert, has since taken to social media to lament that he's being unfairly targeted by the police. 94 new cases of COVID-19, 180 recoveries, and no fatalities. Jamaica on Wednesday recorded 94 new COVID-19 cases, pushing the tally to 48,733. Of the new infections, 55 are women and 39 are men, with ages ranging from 1 day to 93 years. The tally for active cases is now at 21,601. St. Catherine dominates the new cases with 26 being recorded, followed by St. James and St. Mary with 14 each. A total of 2,644 tests were conducted. The country's positivity rate stands at 11.4%. Meanwhile, no fatality was recorded on Wednesday, leaving the tally at 951. However, one case was recorded as a coincidental death, increasing the tally to 141. The Health Ministry says this case was previously under investigation, and one more fatality is under investigation, moving that figure to 147. In the meantime, there were 180 more recoveries, increasing the total to 25,802. Some 148 people are in hospital, with 35 being moderately ill and 11 critically ill. 3 people are in government quarantine, while 36,096 are at home. And those were the stories making the news. Stay safe and have a pleasant evening. This is the Hummingbird News Channel, where we keep you up to date with news from across Jamaica. Thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And don't forget to hit the bell so you can keep up to date with our new uploads. Until next time, be the change that you wish to see.